This is the 2020 Lamborghini Huracan EVO. But this particular one is mind-blowing to me. Just look at the color of this car. Hey, I'm Magic Mike, and I've owned so many exotic cars, and I've lost so much money along the way as I've gotten bored and traded in and out of them. But that stops right now. I'm driving 50 supercars over 50 weeks until I find and ultimately buy the perfect exotic supercar keeper for me. Hey guys, I'm Mike, and here today we have a very special car that's going to be one heck of a contender for our 50 car ultimate test drive, going against the benchmark car, the 720S. This might just give it a run for its money. This is the 2020 Lamborghini Huracan EVO, and not only is it a special car, it's replacing the outgoing 610-4 and the 582 rear wheel drive car, but this particular one is mind-blowing to me. Just look at the color of this car. This is the Viola Pasifae. It's become one of the more popular colors on this car. You don't see a lot of them, but it's one of the more desirable colors. It's about a $14,000 option. Lamborghini has just done an incredible job with the EVO. A lot of changes. First of all, they've upped the horsepower. You've got 631 horsepower, just about the same as a Performante. But one thing they've added that the Performante does not have is rear wheel steering. Rear wheel steering makes this car just unbelievable. It will far outhandle, I believe, my 720S. So that's going to be a big notch. This car has got the Loge 20-inch center lock wheels with the red inserts. Very pretty in the package, I think, too. And the power again on this car, they've upped it to 631 horse. It's got 433 pounds of torque. Stock, the car weighs roughly 3,500 pounds. And it'll run about 202 miles an hour. Now that's slower than the McLaren, but let's focus on this car. So this car has got the clear black glass. I prefer that over the louvers. Still kind of growing on me the rear end of the EVO. The tail, it's okay. It's growing on me. At first I didn't like it. Much better now. I still think I prefer the look of a Performante. I do like how they have moved the exhaust to the center exhaust, lifted up coming out of the bumper. One part where the Lamborghini absolutely fails, and this may be an unpopular opinion if you're somebody who has one of these cars, or maybe if you're somebody who is thinking about getting one of these cars or just likes these cars and you think about it purely from a awesomeness standpoint, how it looks, how it drives, that kind of thing, maybe it's not a big deal to you. But me, I drive my cars, I use them for everything. So this feature is important to me, and it's going to count against this car a little bit. This is where Lamborghini sucks. The storage, or lack thereof. There is very, very little room here. If I were going somewhere, I would take my cars on road trips. I have room for a tiny little duffel bag. Now that's fine for me, but if I've got anybody else with me, it just doesn't work. And there is no space, like the McLaren has the, not only is it 3 times as large up front, the McLaren's got the tonneau cover for additional storage. It's also got a console. Now Lamborghini does have something the McLaren doesn't have. It actually has a glove compartment. It is a tiny glove compartment, so there's not much storage there. The only other option for storage at all is a net, an optional net that goes behind the seat where you can store some stuff on that shelf. However, that net is $1,400. So a Lamborghini fail as far as that goes, but as far as I'm concerned, everything else with this car, top notch, really couldn't be better. This particular car has got, it's just loaded with options. It's a $328,000 sticker. Some of the most notable stuff that this car has is it's got the Lift System Plus. In my opinion, that's really a must in the Lamborghini. It gives you the magneto suspension. It's the magnetic ride suspension, really adjust to your driving. If you're a guy like me who puts the car in Corsa constantly, you really want that ability in the car. But that's a nice feature as well. And again, all-wheel steering on this car is really what makes the difference to me. What blows me away again on the outside of this car, is the color of this, the whole appearance, the purple on the black with the red inserts, and the interior, it's just as sharp. So for me, when we're looking at these cars, again, it's not just the model of the car, not just that it's an EVO, which is a fantastic model to start with. It's the actual car itself, because I'm actually looking for the keeper, a car that I could really get my hands on and enjoy it for some length of time. So let me take you inside the car, because this to me is just about as perfect of a spec as you'll get on one of these. It's a perfect complement. With the black, loads of Alcantara. You notice in the EVO, which they've never done in the Huracans before, other than the Performante, it's got the forged composite carbon. Just a stunning look. And this one is loaded up with tons of Alcantara. It's got the Cusatera stitching, the optional red stitching. It's got the Huracan in the seat backs. Just an absolute stunning car. And for me, an important thing, again, it's how a car feels. And really, this car feels really good. This has got the comfort seats. I might be crazy. This is a pretty subjective look at the car, my first impression, but it feels to me like it actually has more room than the 610-4 and the 582. I'm not sure if that's factual or not. I can give you my opinion that it really feels good. So the car is super comfortable. I like the seating position. I always feel in a Lamborghini though, versus something like a McLaren or the Ferrari, the seating position, it's a little bit too high. So for me on a comfort level, maybe a 9 or an 8. You could sit down a little bit more. With the bucket seats, you'll accomplish that more, but you'll lose some of the comfort. I actually prefer bucket seats. Something they did on the EVO that I thought was really interesting, and this is a major, major change. Let me turn the car off and just turn the screen on, is they've actually put a digital screen in the car. This is something they've never done in a Lamborghini. Now, I was sitting in my buddy's Bugatti Veyron the other day, and we were talking about the appeal of it being kind of analog, and it just had nothing but knobs and switches, and it really didn't have any of this craziness. I really thought I wasn't going to be a fan of this. And I've always kind of preferred just the switches and the kind of the raw Lamborghini feel. But as Lamborghini started to introduce the Audi technology into the car, you know, I hate to say it, but I really, really appreciate it. The screen, it's very, very easy to use. It's very friendly. I do not like that the volume's here. I think that I'd want a knob to control the stereo, because anytime you want to turn your volume down, if you're anywhere else in here, you got to go back into radio or media. You got to hit the volume button and you got to bring it up or down. And that's just, to me, it's a little bit cumbersome. And when you're driving a car like this, the last thing you want is some kind of distraction. If you drive it like I do, which tends to be fairly wide open when I can, well, you just don't want to have to deal with that. Now, the Cusatera stitching, again, it's just beautiful in here. It's all in the doors, on the seats. I mean, this is what they call the Sportivo interior. It's even on the roof. So to me, this is really a perfect combo. So when you really look at the design and the overall look of this particular EVO, this thing to me is just mind-blowing. And they've also added the dash like the Performante. So when you are in track mode, Corsa mode, you've got your Strada Sport and Corsa, which I think these two modes are completely useless in my opinion. I go right to Corsa, you get the really cool digital dash a la the Performante. So stunning, stunning car. I don't think they could have done a much better job with this. And I don't think this particular car, for example, could really have spec'd any better than it is. A couple other options that this car has got on the outside. It does have carbon ceramic brakes, really important to me here. And it does have the style package, which does give you all the gloss black that is not standard on the car. So again, this one has just been really, really well equipped. I think that if any car that we drive that's going to be a real contender for the keeper, or something that might dethrone the 720S Spider, it very well could be this EVO. So tune in tomorrow, because we're going to put this thing through the paces. We're going to give it the awesomeness test, let you know how it feels in terms of performance, handling, and really overall comfort and usability, because I drive my cars. I daily drive the cars. Truly, it's the car I get in when I go to the grocery store, when I go get coffee, when I want to go out and have a little fun, when I go out and have dinner. These are the cars. So this one, very well, with all the features, it very well could be my keeper. So tune in tomorrow. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification button, and we'll see you tomorrow.